You know, there's a revolution happening right now, and it's not a quiet one. It's completely shaking up the creative world. And the engine behind all of it, these new AI-powered image editors. They're fundamentally changing the game for how pretty much all visual content gets made.
Okay, just to give you a sense of scale, check out this number. By 2034, we're talking about a market projected to be worth almost $40 billion. Yeah, you heard that right. This isn't some little niche trend. This is a full-blown economic tidal wave. So what are we actually talking about here? I mean, it's easy to think of this as just, Photoshop on steroids, but it's way more than that. This is software that uses real artificial intelligence to do some pretty mind-blowing stuff. We're talking about things like instantly removing a background from a super complex photo or, and this is the big one, generating totally new photorealistic images just from a few words of text. You've probably heard of tools like Nano Banana or Google's Gemini 2.5 Flash. That's exactly what we're getting at.
Okay, so that brings us to our first big topic, the AI image revolution. And I'm calling it a revolution for a reason. This isn't just some small update, you guys. It's a fundamental shift, and trust me, it's not going anywhere. And this is really the key thing to wrap your head around. The new reality is that AI isn't just a tool anymore, like a paintbrush or a camera. It's becoming a creative partner. Whether you're a freelance designer working from your bedroom or a huge ad agency, this changes everything. It's totally rewriting the rules of the game.
Now, I know a lot of this can sound a little scary, but let's flip the coin for a second. There's an incredible opportunity here. We're talking about a genuine creative boom, all powered by a huge leap in efficiency.
And when I say a leap, I mean a staggering jump in productivity. Seriously, think about all those tedious tasks that used to take hours, sometimes even days. Meticulously retouching a photo or trying to perfectly cut someone's hair out of a busy background. Ugh. Now, that stuff can be done in seconds. AI just automates all that boring, repetitive work, which frees up actual human creatives to focus on the stuff that matters, the big ideas, the strategy, the art.
And from a business perspective, this is a total game changer. It creates this amazing feedback loop. First, you get massive cost savings from all that automation. Then, you can pour those savings into doing bigger and better projects without needing a giant team. And the AI helps keep the quality super high and consistent, which is crucial for any brand. And maybe the coolest part? It levels the playing field. Suddenly, small creators have access to ridiculously powerful tools that used to be reserved for the biggest players with the deepest pockets.
So what does this actually look like day to day? Well, let's walk through a typical workflow. Step 1. You, the human, come up with an idea and type in a text prompt. Step 2. The AI just instantly generates a bunch of different high-quality versions for you to look at. Then, and this is key, Step 3. The human creative director comes back in. You refine things, you pick the best one, you add your unique touch, and finally, Step 4. The AI can take that final image and perfectly resize and reformat it for every single platform you need. It's an incredible accelerator.
Okay, it all sounds pretty amazing, right? A creative utopia. But this is where the other shoe drops. Does all of this incredible efficiency come at a price?
And that question takes us right into the heart of the challenges. Let's talk about the human cost, the anxieties, and the very real problems that come with a change this big, this fast. Really, the number one fear comes down to one big debate: augmentation versus replacement. Is AI just a co-pilot, something that makes talented humans even better at their jobs? Or is it a replacement? A technology that's here to automate entire careers out of existence? That's the million-dollar question.
And look, if you think this is some sci-fi problem for our grandkids to solve, think again. By 2023, that's last year, a whopping 83% of visual creatives already said they were using AI in their workflows. This isn't coming, it's here. The transition is happening right now under our feet, which makes figuring this out incredibly urgent.
And it's not just about jobs. There is a whole legal and ethical minefield to walk through. Like, who owns the copyright to an image made by an AI? Seriously, nobody has a clear answer to that yet. And what about the very real danger of deepfakes and misinformation? How do we stop that? Plus, these AI models are trained on, well, the entire internet, biases and all. How do you stop them from generating something weird or just totally off-brand? These are massive problems businesses are grappling with today.
Yeah, and on that copyright point, check out this quote. The generation of realistic images based on existing artwork raises concerns regarding the unauthorized use of copyrighted material.
I mean, that really hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? The way these systems learn by looking at millions of existing images is a legal hornet's nest. And believe me, the lawsuits are just getting started.
Okay, so we've talked about the good and the bad. It's a lot to take in. So where do we go from here? Well, the answer isn't to bury our heads in the sand. It's about choosing strategy over fear. We need a blueprint for the future.
And here's some really clear, actionable steps, especially for anyone in a leadership position. First off, don't just jump in the deep end. Start small. Launch some pilot programs to test things out. Second, and this is huge, you have to invest in your people. Training and upskilling aren't optional anymore, they're essential. Third, you need to create crystal clear ethical rules for how AI is used. And finally, you have to embrace what's called a human-in-the-loop approach. That means AI is there to help, but a human always has the final say.
So let's just break that down really simply. For every big challenge we've talked about, there's a strategic answer. You're worried about job displacement? The solution is upskilling and reskilling your team. You're facing a copyright nightmare? You need to build clear IP policies now. You're concerned about ethical risks? The answer is strong governance and being transparent about how you use these tools. It's a direct one-to-one response.
At the end of the day, here's what it all boils down to. The skills needed to succeed in the creative world are shifting. It's becoming less about the nitty-gritty, pixel-pushing execution and way more about big-picture thinking, about strategy, about being the creative director who guides these incredibly powerful AI tools.
Which brings us to one last big question to leave you with. As AI cements its place as the co-pilot in our creative journeys, who's really in the driver's seat? How we answer that question isn't just an interesting thought experiment, it's going to define the entire future of creativity as we know it.